I'm in the gun shop right now because I am finishing off my bodice. I have a problem. Every time I'm close to finishing a project, I immediately find something wrong with it and need to fix it. I'm almost finished with my Cowgirl cosplay and I have buttons on and everything, but then I realized I don't really like these buttons. Yes, they're historically accurate, but they're really hard to put on, and so I bought some new buttons, and I'm gonna take off all the old ones and put them on this one. I also think that they're gonna match up better with the buttonholes I did and make them a little bit less conspicuous. And then I will finally be done with this fucking long project. I wanna watch some YouTube in the background. I have to catch up. I haven't watched the 3 most recent videos from Deviant who is one of my favorite YouTubers and a good friend of mine. But let's do that now, and I will show you the finished product. So first I have to remove the old buttons. I'm going to use a seam ripper and I'm just going to go in and like underneath, try not to catch the fabric so I don't tear a hole in it, and pop them off with the old sewing that I did. Oh, I put them on so nicely. But yeah, I'm just going to do that like 20 more times. Bam. Yes, I'm in the gun shop right now because I wanted a change of scenery, and not totally because my studio is a giant mess right now, so I came all the way to the gun shop just to sew. I'm not even waiting for packages or anything. I guess I could be doing 3D printing right now. Oh, I should probably do that. I'm gonna take a break.
I don't know who I am anymore. I'm getting too much money. They must have amnesia. They forgot that I'm him.
Okay, so now that I've removed all the buttons, I just have to remove all of the extra thread that I have in here. You can see from the back, now that it's all cut, it's really easy to just pull out. I say that and I just pull the hardest one. Come on. Literally, why? Why are you being so mean to me, thread? There we go. See, that one was easy. Just pull out the little knots. Okay, I'm gonna skip that one for now, and I'm gonna have to go back and cut it. I don't like doing this because it weakens the fabric, because you can see all the holes in there now, but I really don't like these, and the buttons are really hard, and since I already have mobility issues, especially in my hands, I really want to make it easier for myself to actually put this on and not have it be a hassle, because then I don't want to wear it as much. I also really want this final product to look nice, especially because I made this entire thing from scratch, and I really want to be proud of something that I made from scratch. Not just, if it was something I just modified, I might have left it and just dealt with it, but for this one, it's a passion project, and I really care about it. Now that I have all of the old buttons removed, I have to add the new buttons. Thankfully, I still have all the holes in the fabric from where the old buttons were to mark out where the new buttons are. So I'm just going to sew them all quickly. I'm going to use embroidery floss just because it's thicker and it's a little bit easier to work with this. And that's what I attach the old buttons with, so I know it'll work. So let me just grab some white and not accidentally flash everybody. From my pack of embroidery floss, if I can find it. I swear to God, I just had it in here. Oh, it's under here. That's why. I had my pockets out. Okay, let's find the white. And there's no white. That's lovely. Let's just pick the yellow that's closest to white. And let's find a needle that will work. And my pin cushion. So there probably is a needle in here, right? No, that needle's way too small. All right, let me grab an actual needle from my needle box. An actual needle, you know what I mean. The reason I'm also kind of rushing with this is because it needs to be finished by today, because tomorrow I am leaving for a competition at the brutality that I'm going to be wearing this at. So, yeah, I am procrastinating, but I'm a cosplayer. Isn't that what we do? Alright, I'm trying to find the smallest needle that will still work, because this isn't embroidery, like, fabric. Okay, there we go. I don't need that much thread because I am just going to be sewing a button, but I will be reusing this, and so if I use longer thread, it'll be easier to work with, as well as I can just reuse the same thread and needle without having to rethread a needle every time, if that makes any sense. I'm not going to double thread it because it's already embroidery floss. Yes, I know that I look like a little bit like a zombie. I don't have makeup on. I'm also switching between doing this as a short and doing this long form, so I'm skipping some parts of it. Fuck! Yes, I can use needle threader. No, I'm not going to because it's in my bag and I'm lazy. Bam. Skills. Sorry. I'm awful. Okay, I'm gonna tie it in a big old knot. I'm gonna open this. I have way more buttons than I need, which is good because that means I can use these for another project or I can replace them. So let's put in our first button. So I'm gonna start by putting it in here, right where the hole is for the old one. I'm gonna pull it in first and pull it out, and then I'm so close to being done with this project. This project I've restarted so many times, or redone parts of it so many times. And then I'm gonna put it through the needle, and then I'm going to put it back into the fabric. I don't know why I'm saying this is like a tutorial. It's not a tutorial, it's a documentation. And then I'm just pushing it back through. I like to just go through, when I'm doing embroidery floss, I like to do it 3 times. I would probably do it more with a thinner thread. And I would probably wax a thinner thread, but since I'm doing embroidery floss, I'm only just gonna do it 3 times because it's gonna be strong enough because it's like 6 ply. Yeah, I probably should have done a shorter thread. Oops. Oh well. And I'm pulling it tight because I want it to be nice and secure. And this, I've done it twice now, so I'm just going to do one last time before tying it off. There we go, nice and secured button. Now in the back, I am just going to tie it off. This is not the neatest job. If I was making this for like a commission or for somebody else, I'd probably do it a lot neater, but it's for me and I don't really care. I'm going for speed and security, not neatness, which security is often the same as neatness, but you know. I'm just gonna trim the ends. I don't know what happened here in the back, but that's fine. Bam. And I'm just gonna do this like 80 more times. Not 80, but a lot. Anyway. Now that I have all the buttons on, I have my needle. I'm using white, like really light yellow embroidery floss because I couldn't find the white, and I'm using embroidery floss because I know this fabric can take it, and it's a bit thicker, so it's going to be a bit more secure. I probably wouldn't do this unless on a project I was doing for somebody else. I'll probably use like a waxed linen thread, but since it's for myself and I'm lazy, I'm just going to do it with this because it's faster. It's secure for my purposes, and it's not as neat, which is why I wouldn't use it on a project for somebody else. So I'm pulling the needle through until I get to the end where I have my knot, and then I'm putting it through the button, and I'm just gonna go through it 3 times or so because that's, you know, what I do when I'm doing embroidery floss because it's 6 ply, and then go under the fabric to make it extra secure and going back through. Like that. Again, and then going back through the button. This is a mushroom button. And then I'm going to the back, and I'm tying it off. And using that magic number of 3s to do 3 knots for extra security. And then I'm trimming the ends. And then I can reuse the same needle for the rest of them. I'm just gonna do that. And if you want to see the rest of this project, you can go check out the long form video. Linked. interrupting the video to tell you really fast about my Patreon. Now, if you don't know, my channel is not monetized through YouTube and I don't do sponsorships. So this means that my only means of support for my channel is actually through my Patreon. There are multiple different levels with different types of extra content and perks that you can get, all starting at just $5. I would personally really appreciate if you joined it. I have trying to build a lovely community there, and I would love to see you there. If you are not a fan of monthly subscriptions or just don't really want to do Patreon, that's totally fine. You can always support my channel by liking my videos, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Other ways you can support my channel, of course, is through my P.O. box. I have a tactical gear wish list, as well as always being open to messages. I think I have an Amazon wish list somewhere too if you want to get me something off of that. This shirt was off of that, which is lovely. I'm also always open to messages. If it's like, hey, I want to get you something for cosplay. There's some cosplay makeup I've been wanting, or there's tons of stuff. You're always welcome to message me. I have tons of social medias, which will be on screen now. So thank you. And please enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so I'm pinning this onto my dress form to steam out the pleats and make it look all nice, which is, easier to do on the dress form, but my dress form is a bit thicker in the waist than me, so I won't be able to close the clasps. I will just have to pin it in place, which is totally fine, but I just tried to pin it on. We're forgetting that I made it side closing, not back closing. So let's do this again. Come on. This is what happens when you buy a cheap dress form because you're broke. All right. Let's do that again. I've put the bustle on to shape the butt correctly.